How did you get into rapping?
When I was a lot younger, I grew up as the only child, and like I pretty much was raised by like MTV. Came up watching bands. Like there wasn't a lot of rap on MTV. For years, I wanted to be in a band because that's kind of all I saw. And I moved from the west side of Chicago to the west suburbs. I moved to Bellwood, and I moved to an area where no one like watched MTV or wanted to be in a band. So after years of realizing that I'm not going to end up in a band, I just started rapping.
I first started hyping for ShowYouSuck. It was at a DeKalb show in a practice area. It was like just a small event, but it was like super punk and like grungy and dirty. And this practice area, it was just like that energy naturally came off. Like, it was like as loud as I wanted to be. He matched it.
Why the business side of the music industry?
That's funny you asked that. No, it is funny you asked that because I think about that often. I went to a performing arts academy, but I also had a little small niche behind me. It was about organizing the events and hosting the events and putting the events together. My first event that I ever hosted and put together, I was in 5th grade. I did a talent show. I like the idea of being able to create something and see it physically.
Did you always want to become a manager?
When asking to get involved into the music and start booking and stage managing and that aspect a couple of years ago, I was asked, like, would you want to artist manage? It was a specific artist, and I was like, no, never. Because if you're going to manage an artist, you have to absolutely love them. You have to dedicate 100% of your time to them. Everything about your life is involved with that artist in their personal life and in their career. And I didn't want to be about that. I'm like, I like my life. I don't want to be embedded in someone else's. And then fortunately, I stumbled across ShowYouSuck, who I do absolutely love, and I don't mind being a part of my day every day. So it really does work, and he proved me wrong.
They needed a DJ, and I guess I forgot how it happened. I don't know if Miranda came here or Clayton or somebody. And I was like, oh, I DJ, and if you guys need a DJ, let me know. They were having one in Central Michigan. I'm like, yeah, I'm free, I'll go. And then pretty much every time she needed a DJ, she would ask me. To point on me, hey, you don't have to ask me, just tell me. I'm like totally down. That's how it sort of came about.
You obviously haven't been doing all this by yourself. You have Augie, the Ninth, Manny Muscles, and Miranda. How did you meet them?
It kind of starts with me and Augie. I was asked to do a show out at NIU. It was thrown by Hip Hop Congress. Augie was part of Hip Hop Congress. I met him at that show really briefly.
I introduced myself to him like, hey man, like nice to meet you. My name's Augie. And he was like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. Hey man. Looked right into my eyes. And said, you're gonna be something special one day.
Almost about a year ago, him and Miranda moved out to the city and just kind of like bumped into them in passing. He was like, hey, like, yo, it's like Andre, like, and we all just kind of started hanging out. Miranda, she started to help with my booking once my own solo career kind of started to pick up speed, and then she became full-blown manager. And I know Manny Muscle, really just working here at Running Juggernaut, picked up the slack when the person DJing for me at the time couldn't.
First started doing that, did you think that you would be like the full-on DJ and go as far as you guys are right now?
I actually never even thought about it. I just thought it was fun, and I thought they're all cool. So I was like, man, you know, if I could help them out, it's awesome. It's like, I'm glad to be part of the team. I like music, I like being around them, and it's fun.
I first met you at your album release party, and that show was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
Can you talk about your act, I guess?
Basically, since I always saw like punk bands and like hardcore bands, and I used to perform with a lot of hardcore bands back in the burbs, I never wanted my show to look like a rap show because they're boring as hell. Like, and I came up like watching like your Black Flags and you know and like your Bad Brains and like Minor Threat. Like, I wanted shows to look like that because I always wanted to be in a band. So I was like, damn, like if I'm a rap, I'm gonna try to make it as close to being at one of those shows as possible.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt that we've done so many shows, yet we've never had a situation where we got off stage and like, man, that was rough, because we give our all and people appreciate that. The Yellow Wolf was like the second time I saw a performance and I was like, man, this is like a show. Like I would want to perform like this. Like the whole show was amped. It was pretty much like people were like crushing each other in the front, but he was like just as wild as everybody else. And like I would have never thought 2 years later we would have been opening for him?
And I'm opening for Yellow Wolf, like, which is like that show's kind of like a full circle like thing for me, because last year, it might even been less than a year ago, we were asking. I was asking to be on a Yellow Wolf show, and it didn't happen. Whereas he comes back to Chicago, and now I'm being asked to do it. So that's what's kind of like
Huge turn.
I'm super excited for that one.
We gonna make sure we right in here tonight, right? We gonna make sure we right in here tonight, right? Yeah. When I say show is so awesome, I need all y'all to say ShowYouSuck. They love it. They love it. Hey. I am. Show you to know that you son of sweetness of chicken got this so perfect. I'm playing for them. She's swearing when I suplex. Oh.